Almost forgot to hit record. There we go.
Oops.
I didn't bloke it this time. Let me make sure my stream info is right. Yes, it is. There we go. All right. Ah, it's loud.
Yes.
There we go. That's much better. Alright, so... yeah, this is where we left off. We got our demon familiar. Oh, might actually need to be turned down a little bit more. So when we left off, we were exploring the lower regions of the castle.
How did I get this disease?
Hey, Red! How
What are
you
my
doing?
treatment options?
Hey, Red.
How will this
Actually,
affect
no,
my
we
loved
weren't
ones?
exploring the lower regions of the castle. We were still pretty high up.
Be entitled to financial compensation.
We had gone to the lower regions before, but I backtracked all the way to a, I backtracked all the way to the same save point that I saved in part 1. That's what it was. But we did explore some of the lower regions. We got the Holy Snorkel, we got the Demon Familiar. You sent me some tutorials for OBS Slideshow. I'll check those out after stream so I can make sure everything's set up properly. Thank you. Alright, the question is, do we go to the clock tower? Or, do we continue exploring the lower regions of the castle? I say lower regions, because, the clock tower's got some stuff that I don't think I'm quite prepared for yet. I could do the clock tower. It's just, I need some better weapons first.
Nice, of course.
Here's a cold boy.
I have
you
returned.
a cold boy?
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We
Thank
just
you.
got started.
I found out my brother was popping some popcorn and I got a fresh hot bag.
I could go for some popcorn, but popping it right now would oh, there's... is that fog or is it steam? Steam from the steamed clams I've been making. Mmm, steamed clams.
Steamed clams.
Ooh. So, where are we going now in terms of
we're going to be going back to the lower regions.
So we're basically
castle.
exploring the waterways.
We're exploring the waterways in the area down there, before going to the clock tower.
Question, do you have bat form?
No.
I think the best thing to do would be Coliseum first then, because you can get mist from there.
Yeah,
and
you're
then
right. I
you'll get bat.
You're right, I forgot about the Coliseum. Let's go there.
You would not be able to do the spike breaker then. You would have to get the mist first. Plus, getting the bat form, you can go over to where Richter is, go underneath where it is, and you can get the constant mist form. So it just makes the spike room trivial.
Promise me that we'll do part
That way
3
you
soon?
do not.
Of course.
Yep, definitely part 3 of Smash, Marry, Kill. Again, it was a fun time. But yes, I would recommend getting the constant mist form. It would make the spike room a lot easier instead of using the Echo of Bat, because getting hit once in there just means game over.
Have a good night, Lulu. And have a good night, Tater.
Have a good night, Tater. Have a good night, Lulu. I will talk to you after stream.
You fixed the popcorn popper here? I forgot that you had a popcorn popper.
Mine is
Forgot you
just microwave bag popcorn. It's Redenbacher's movie theater butter.
For me, it's that specific one too, and Jiffy Pop.
Yeah, the funny thing is, with my vision as it is, I always pop the popcorn perfectly with no burnt kernels.
Oh, I figured out how to do that a bit ago. The secret is to not use the popcorn setting on your microwave.
Yeah. Usually, for
Unless
me,
you've
it's
got
a matter of...
you can if you have like a specific kind of microwave that has like a good popcorn setting on it where it like detects the readiness of the popcorn rather than just going based off of weight. And there's this whole video from Technology Connections about the popcorn setting on microwaves and how it works and which ones to go with. But sadly, I don't have one of those. I don't have one of those fancy microwaves with the popcorn detecting settings on it. So I just set it in for 2 minutes, and once the popping gets to a certain point where it starts noticeably slowing down, I stop.
Yeah, that's the same with me. Only is that I do it for 3 minutes because apparently it takes a minute for the oils to get going. And then usually I go off of the popping sound, and once I hear it like only do like 2 pops to like 1, I will stop it, let it sit for a minute, and it gets it like nice and fluffy.
See, Kier, I would love to get a popcorn popper, but the problem is I don't have the space for one. I barely have space for the food I got today. I ran out of space in the pantry and had to start putting stuff in just empty cabinets. Because I've got like a really small pantry.
I had a friend back in high school who had like a gaming theater in his basement. He had an actual movie theater popcorn maker that you see at like an AMC or whatever.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who had a friend that was like that. Because I felt like, was that like only me that had a friend that was like uber rich? To be able to have a setup like that?
He was more along the lines of, he was rich. He was loaded with he was like an old childhood friend. Like usually be like we pop popcorn and heat up pizza down in his basement while we played it was like Melee back in the day, like Smash Bros. Melee and New Super Mario Brothers Wii, and we just spent all night doing that.
See, we weren't allowed to use the theater room for gaming because they were worried that it could damage the projector, which it can. But like we would watch movies in there, and I remember 3 movies that we watched in there, and they were all like some of the most awkward movie nights I ever had, because this like loaded rich friend of mine, who I haven't talked to in years, but I'm still, as far as I know, on good terms with, was like a little bit developmentally disabled. And like the first time that we watched something in that theater was like, oh, let's watch this documentary about the Carolina Panthers football team, the year when they first went to the Super Bowl. And I'm like, I'm not much of a football person, but sure. And it's like, wait a minute, this is gonna be a really shitty documentary, because it's all about how great the Panthers are getting to the Super Bowl and then fucking it up at the end and losing. So I had to sit through that. Then the second movie night we had was I brought over the 007 movie, The World Is Not Enough.
That's a good Pierce Brosnan movie.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan. His movies were generally good. Were generally good apart from Die Another Day.
Yeah, my favorite one out of his, it's a tie between GoldenEye and Tomorrow Never Dies. Those two are my top favorite.
See, I've never seen Tomorrow Never Dies all the way through. Not out of like lack of interest, just haven't gotten around to it.
I actually, when you come out here next time, I actually have it downloaded on my Xbox. We would have to do a movie night.
Like, one of the things that side tangent, a bit of trivia that I learned about Tomorrow Never Dies, is that, you know how Tomorrow Never Dies is a title that doesn't really factor into any fucking thing about that movie's story?
Yeah.
It's because, the entire title is the result of a typo that they made early on and were just kind of stuck with. The title was supposed to be Tomorrow Never Lies.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts on that were, like, the fact that, it was just, like, even with, like, well, I'm not gonna spoil it because you haven't seen it, but, like, the whole movie is, like, about the newspaper that, the guy owned, like, it was always eternal or something like that.
Yeah,
but
and Tomorrow
like,
Never Lies
stupid.
fits into that theme better than Tomorrow Never Dies does. But because they fucked up early on with a typo that said Tomorrow Never Dies, they were just kind of stuck with it.
Also, can we just agree that the one who played Q in up to World's Not Enough was the best? Was
Desmond
one of the best
Llewellyn,
people in that
absolutely
movie.
the best Q. We haven't had
you
many
only need
Qs,
protection
and
from me, 007, if you don't bring that car back in pristine order.
like, he was the best Q because he wasn't afraid to get snippy with 007, as opposed to, like,
also the fact that I love in GoldenEye, just the fact that when Bronson picks up the Subway sandwich, he's like, "Don't touch that! That's my lunch!" I'm like, what is this sandwich do,
My favorite
though?
thing about Q in that scene is he's in a wheelchair, he's got the cast, and it's like, oh, is he injured? It's like, no, the cast is just another gadget. It fires a missile out of it.
Hey Q, sorry about the leg. Skiing? Hunting.
Sounds like something I would pull.
Yeah, like, that was a fun Q. I don't like the Daniel Craig era Q because he's just so dry.
No. I will say this, though. I love the fact that he made a pen a class 4 grenade. Like, that's my favorite gadget out of the entire movie, because he's just like, how long did you say the fuse was? Grow up.
And John Cleese's Q, for the very short tenure that he had, I kind of like his dynamic with 007 was more so in the games than it was in the movies, because he only appeared as Q's assistant in Tomorrow Never Dies, not Tomorrow Never Dies, World Is Not Enough, and then he only got to be Q movie-wise in Die Another Day.
I had no idea John Cleese was actually involved with 007 in any way.
Yeah, he first appears in The World Is Not Enough as Q's assistant R. And then because Desmond Llewellyn died after filming had ended for Tomorrow Never Dies. I always say Tomorrow Never Dies. After The World Is Not Enough's filming wrapped up, Desmond Llewellyn died in a car crash. So they went on with replacing him with John Cleese as, like, you know, the assistant becoming the new Q. And he only got to do that for one movie, because then they rebooted with Casino Royale.
Ow.
I will say this, though. The one thing I liked about Q during the Bronson up to World's Not Enough is he's more like a mentor to 007. Like, because at the end of during World's Not Enough, what really struck me was he said, always remember the one thing, James, that I've always taught you: always be inconspicuous. And then he ends up going down like a secret elevator, and it's just like, to me, I felt like that was a touching moment, because it was like it was like a final goodbye in a way, to where it's like, I taught you everything I knew.
It's a really haunting scene, because like it feels like a send-off to his character without any of them knowing that it would be.
Yeah, and it was just like to me, I felt like it was a very deep bond, because it was just like James learned all, like, it felt like James learned all that he could from him. And it's just sad if you really think about it.
Personally, you know,
get the stuff in
I
here?
don't, I
think
you know,
I
I don't, I know you guys probably like Pierce Brosnan as Bond, but honestly, to me,
He's not my favorite, but I do like him.
He is my favorite though, but then again, it's because I grew up with him.
for me, Sean Connery is James Bond.
Yeah, well, the thing about like deciding who your favorite Bond is first of all, it's usually the Bond that you were introduced to the series with. Sort of like how a lot of people's favorite Doctor is just the first Doctor that they saw.
Right.
Like, my favorite Doctor is Matt Smith, because he was my first Doctor, and the one that I saw the most episodes with. Like, another thing with 007 is, your favorite 007 is, it depends on what kind of adventures you want from a 007 movie. Because each actor had their own specific niche.
Real quick before you continue, do you have a power sire on you?
Let me check.
Or like a neutron bomb or something to clear.
I probably have a neutron bomb. Yeah, I have a neutron bomb.
The room with the shield rod, I would use it there.
Okay, I'm not at the room with the shield rod. I just got the broadsword.
I know, that's in the Coliseum. I'm just saying, like...
Yeah, I'm not in the Coliseum yet. I kind of forgot how to get
I know,
to the
you're in
Coliseum.
Olrox's quarters. I'm just saying, like, it would be a wise idea to use it so you don't suffer getting juggled.
Yeah, I've got the neutron bomb from my starting bonus.
Yeah, oh god. You're fighting the fucking multi-weaponed Spectre
Yeah, the
sword.
poltergeist.
Exactly. We may have to explode another neutron bomb.
But
Okay,
my favorite Bond.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, going off my thing about like favorite Bonds. My favorite Bond is Roger Moore, partly because he was my first Bond, and partly because like he's the one with like the wackiest fucking adventures. And I love that. I love when 007 has, like, some self-awareness and cheesiness.
Yeah.
And his movies are, like, quintessential 70s stuff. Granted, his later adventures weren't all that good, and he, definitely stayed in the role longer than he should have. By the time we got to A View to a Kill, he was way too old for the role. And even he agreed with that, where, like, his decision to quit playing James Bond came from when he was, you know, meeting his Bond girl for A View to a Kill. And he found out that the age gap between them, because he was in his 50s at this point, was so big that he was old enough to be her dad.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, that would be awkward.
That's also just a weird movie because it's got Christopher Walken as its villain.
Oh jeez.
Oh Jesus. I was gonna say I don't remember from our last stream with this. If you're good with the inputs, Soul Seal would be very good against the Poltergeist, but
I can't. We never figured out the inputs.
I would have to. I remember it was forwards, back half circle, and then forward again the way you were going with the attack button. That's what I remember from doing.
Yeah, I kept trying to put that in, and I could never get it to work.
It's because the last input needs to be precise. That's why it's a pain in the butt to do.
Yeah, and I'm not good with these kind of inputs. Okay, I'm in the Coliseum.
Okay, I would,
And, my sub-weapon right now is a stopwatch.
I would recommend you getting the shield rod if you can, because the iron shield with the shield rod is, well, for one, it's gonna kill Grand Floon very fucking quickly. And second, there's a save room right above it. So if you get the save room over there. Even if you die somewhere, at least that way you're not too far away from where you need to go. Also, the Coliseum is just a jam.
Okay, I see.
I love.
Thanks, Kier. Kier pointed out the Soul Steal command to me. It's actually back, quarter circle, back, half circle, then forward.
Back, half circle, forward. Okay, because the way I did it was always like forward, then half back circle,
Yeah,
and
it's
then that
back,
way. Basically,
yeah,
like,
it's the opposite, basically.
Usually what I did with it was just the reason why I do it is because it's out of reflex, because I play a lot of Kai Kisk and Guilty Gear, so it's just a matter of me like holding forward and then doing the motion to do Ride the Lightning. Also, shortcut back to where you can meet Maria for the silver ring.
Maria.
There we go.
Shadow, what are you doing in this castle? You don't belong here.
That's not Maria. That's I mean, not Shadow. That's Eggman.
Oh.
But that's when he's
you must forgive me, Ari.
That's when he's about to that's when he's about to release Shadow.
I was gonna say, Ari, you're gonna have to forgive me. I wander these halls way too much, so I tend to go a little insane. Alright, so judging from where you are, right below you should be the shield rod, but
okay.
Like, so I would just have the neutron bomb on hand because the Valhalla Knight is what's gonna knock you out of that room and reset everything.
Okay, I got the neutron bomb equipped. You know, I've never actually used the neutron bomb.
It's basically just the rosary from the original Castlevanias. If you can get rid of that Valhalla Knight, you won't get knocked out of the room and it won't reset the room of enemies. And then you can just safely traverse. And then with the shield rod, you will have basically a very good full screen attack, especially since Iron Shield plus shield rod equals double sword skill if you want to try it out.
Let's see.
Once it spawns in and the swords start moving, it counts as a hitbox. So the hits will do more than it would be just flying across the screen.
I don't have the Iron Shield, but I do have the Herald Shield. No, wait, I do have the Iron Shield.
Yep.
Yeah, I do have the Iron Shield. I just forgot to equip it.
And then, yeah, you know how to
what's the input for shield rod?
It's both attack buttons together.
Okay.
And if you spawn the swords when you do that, like facing away from Grand Floon, it's going to hit the entire body and it's going to stand there for like a second or two and then start to fly off.
Okay.
So I think with two of those, you should be able to murder Grand Floon in seconds.
Or Legion, as it's known in later games.
Yeah,
in the Japanese
Legion.
version.
Which funny thing about Legion, in Aria of Sorrow, Legion's attack counts as darkness, but in Dawn of Sorrow, it counts as holy.
I played a little bit of Aria of Sorrow, but I'm mostly saving Aria of Sorrow for a stream because I haven't played it yet.
I will say this: I have 100%ed the map. I have gotten all the souls in the game. I've gotten the Satan. I gotten the Chaos Ring, which, by the way, broken as hell. Because everything, if you equip that ring, all your spells are basically free. You don't have to worry about MP anymore. And
like, it's gonna be a little awkward playing Aria, because you know, there's a character with my name in it.
Fair enough, but at the same time,
it's almost like I got my name from the character or something.
I'm gonna be real with you. Alucard wasn't giving himself any favors naming himself Arikado because it would only take a few seconds to put it together.
Yeah, it's just what I'm disguising myself as a Japanese man, I can't go by Alucard, because that's not Japanese. I know Arikado.
Arikado. Hi, Alucard. What's up?
I've got the Dominus collection on both PC and PS5 now, so I can stream those as well.
And
if I do, yes, I am going to do
all of them.
If I do, yes, I am going to do the Haunted Castle remake.
Yeah, the Haunted Castle remake I heard was very, very good. It's just a lot easier than the original arcade.
Yeah, it's funny how, like, when Ari picked the name Arikado, I actually thought that was like an original name.
I got, basically when I picked my name, when I was in, like, the designing phases of my original model before I came out as gender fluid and came up with Maxine as well.
Yeah.
I basically looked at, like, I basically had, like, a mood board of, like, these are the characters that are the inspiration for, my aesthetic, and, like, what kind of character I want to be. And, they were... Hold on, let me check something.
Alright.
Yeah, I can't get,
God, the Valhalla Knights are annoying.
Shield Rod's not working.
What's your MP
There we
at?
go. Yeah, it was at full.
Also,
it just doesn't want to. It just doesn't want to activate sometimes. I guess it's a really specific input.
The input is very finicky, but you have to push them exactly at the same time. It's just very like ornery on how you activate it.
I've noticed. But yeah, it was.
You were saying about your name.
The mood board for like what characters are gonna be my big inspirations. Alucard's obviously one of them. Count Orlok, also known as Nosferatu, was another one.
Yep.
Which is where, like, the more eerie, pale look comes from. As well as, like, not the regal black attire, but more, like, lo-fi black outfit. And, Maximilian Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Of course, because why not?
Well,
yeah, I like... Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, well, with a name like Maximilian, I was like, you know, I thought it was just coincidental that you happen to share the name with Pegasus.
I mean, the spelling is at least different, because Maximilian Pegasus's name is spelled to be a pun on the word million, because he's a millionaire.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The way I had Niko's name down was, oddly enough, back on Gaia Online, like I said, where I created the character, and for the 15 years I've been on the site, or whatever, it's still been around, the way his name came up was I misspelled the word Neko, as in Catboy, and replaced the E with an I on accident, and it just stuck. And then just the whole Belmont thing, I put it together, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna roll with this. I'm too lazy to change the name, and it just stuck with me all these years.
So you're saying
And it's been through a lot of revisions and everything, and it's just like my character, like, I think I have a documentation word note somewhere of everything that I have done on the site for my character's lore, honestly.
So you're saying we were one typo away from having a Catboy Belmont?
Listen here, buddy, I am not donning cat ears. Look, I may have fluffy, spiky white hair and a white cloak, but I am not wearing cat ears.
Ideas.
What about cat tail?
You hush.
Yeah.
Would you wear
hush.
cat
I already
tail?
have to shy wanting to do that to me.
Well, if I told you that doesn't have a clip, it has a plug.
Oh. Anyway. But yeah, other than the shield
Here says
rod
Niko
and
with
the,
cat ears, don't make me make fan art. I will gladly make you make fan art.
Too late. Already on it.
God! this, like I said at the beginning of the stream, this is my life now. This is my life. I went from becoming a very powerful paladin and vampire hunter to being tortured.
Yeah. You're tortured by a ginger fluid vamp elf and some sort of fucking eldritch. What the fucker trapped in a bomb. So yeah.
I mean, it's not the most weirdest thing I've been in. I had to deal with I did have at one point a half Catboy, half Reaper nephew who tried to fight me all the time. Don't want to go into that one. He somehow became Death.
Oh boy.
So he become Death, the destroyer of worlds.
I mean, in a sense, he basically became Death, even though Dracula's death still existed. And he was just and plus he's also the reason why I died one time, but came back with my white hair and blue eyes.
Oh, this is a cool detail I just noticed. This beast in the background, that was from Rondo.
Yeah, the beast that chased Richter and lost its head because it ran into a wall.
The beast that chases Richter in stage 2A.
Chased him in the castle hall in stage 2. Yep, and it's also from the Super Nintendo Dracula X when you run from him in the first stage. Which, fun fact, you can actually kill him in the first stage.
You can also kill him in Rondo.
Yeah, but it doesn't really give you much of a reward on it.
It does in Dracula X Chronicles, but not in Rondo.
Yeah, Chronicles it does. In the original, it doesn't. Like, it just makes it easier for you to get the key to save Maria.
Yeah, and you want to save Maria in Rondo.
Yeah, she is very, very... Look, here's the thing. The rule of anything in Castlevania, if you can double jump, you're already more broken than Dracula.
If you can control yourself in midair, you're already too powerful.
Yeah, pretty much. And this little girl also eats a 7-tier wedding cake out of a wall and doesn't gain weight from it.
She gives the most humiliating defeat to Dracula in her ending, because like usually when you defeat Dracula, he's like a.
It's not even her that gives her the most humiliating. She's not the one who gives the humiliating defeat. The cat's the one in her hand that gives Dracula the sass with that meow.
But he's like beaten
Just
by a
Dracula,
little girl.
It's your fault for being so mean to everyone. Meow meow. Damn, what did that cat say?
It had whatever
Did
it
that cat
is.
just sound like
It's not safe for Twitch.
What?
Whatever that cat said, we can't say it out loud because it's not safe for Twitch. There's a reason we didn't get a subtitle for it.
That's Patreon exclusive. Sorry, guys.
That's Patreon exclusive to see the uncensored cut.
The uncensored cut of the cat roasting Dracula.
Yeah, Kier's onto the right thing, and the cat was saying cat slurs.
I mean, yeah, Byakko was kind of the cat that was like, yeah, guess what? I'm in the cutscene more so than the rest of my sub-weapons. That makes me the better one. Plus, here's the thing. Who doesn't want it? Which, by the way, Aria of Sorrow, speaking of cats...
Hold on, we got Richter.
Open hell's gate. Come forth, my servants.
Dad, no. Dad, no. You're being brainwashed by an old fuck. Please, no.
A castle?
Dad, why?
While Richter is my favorite Belmont,
Dad.
he's also probably the stupidest Belmont, because he's the only one that got mind controlled by Dracula. Well, not by Dracula, but by Shaft.
Alucard and Smash Brothers put it best. Richter is more of a simple Belmont rather than a very bright one. It's just the fact that he is very strong, he is powerful, but the problem is he has a more kinder heart, so he's easier to manipulate.
He put all of his skill points into like combat related skills and nothing into intelligence.
He put it into strength and intelligence. He put it into strength, intelligence, and wisdom, and nothing into will.
I forgot that will was one.
Will is a save, but yeah, even with all that wisdom, he still suffers because. Damn it. Also, Father Richter, I know you died when I was younger, but why did you let an old man like Shaft control you? It was obviously... I mean, I already have a woman dressed in green using his orbs right now, but that's beside the point, buddy.
I mean...
Anyway, you should be able to go back
if there's anything... You don't want to badmouth Shaft.
I know this.
Because Shaft's honeys are just gonna say, shut your mouth. And then you need to clarify with, but I'm talking about the Shaft. And then they'll say, then we can dig it. You want to see Shaft cosplaying Shaft? That would be good fan art. Unfortunately, we can't get the GOAT, Richard Roundtree,
all you need to do is ask, when he's doing that, look, what you need to do is, when he's cosplaying that, just put a blunt in his mouth and sunglasses. Anyway, you should be able to go back to the library and get the bat form now.
Yeah, because I've got mist now.
Yeah, because then once you get the bat, you can go back to the upper tower where Richter is, and you can get the constant mist form with the bat. And then it just makes it easy to get the spike breaker. I'm just telling you this right now to save you the headache of using echolocation to navigate a spike wall. Plus, you should have enough MP to where the constant mist form should last.
I just need to go back into the chapel real quick.
I mean, yeah.
So so this lady can come up to me and we can see whether... Yep, she interrupted me.
Look, I know you sinned, but holy shit, you a bitch.
She interrupted me before I could say my punchline. I was gonna say, we need to see whether she was going to say, forgive me, Father, for I've sinned, or sorry, Daddy, I've been naughty.
The answer?
And it was the latter.
I would imagine. Especially since the fact she threw a weapon at you. I also want to ask one thing. How the hell did Maria get through that entire narrow spike hallway and grates? That is what I want to know. And I don't want to hear plot convenience or any of that. I want to know what abilities let her pass through that gate and spike room. I want to know this.
I don't know if it was intentionally a gag, but it is kind of funny that every time you meet up with her, it's always in a section that you're not able to get past just yet, but she just casually strolls out of there.
Oh my god, I just had a dumb thought of Maria getting stuck and being like, Alucard, help me! Oh god. But yeah, I think once you get the mist form and the bat, you just gave me a worse idea, given that there's a lot of relationship tease between Alucard and Maria. Especially at the end of this game and then into the audio drama. Which funny thing, her chasing after Alucard is the canon, so...
Yeah. But with you saying, like, her getting stuck and asking for help, I thought of, like, her getting stuck on purpose and being like, help me, Alucard, I'm stuck. You know, like the whole help me step bro thing, I'm stuck in the washing machine.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Oh, so we were sharing the same degenerate brain cell. Misformed for that item? Yeah, but I don't care about getting it just yet. I'm going back to the library. Why am I taking the long way to the library when I can just use a library
You
card?
have a library card, don't you?
Yeah, I've got plenty.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why are you trekking all the way back? I was gonna say, unless you have to get your steps in.
I mean, for the walk armor I do, but I don't have that yet.
Well, walk armor's more completion rather than... Yeah.
I know, but still. Shut up.
Fair. Excuse me.
Have you considered the following? Fuck you.
Okay, counter argument. Wait a minute. Nope. I know what I was gonna say, and I was like, nope.
You know what you were gonna say, and you were about to set yourself up. You were about to play yourself.
I was about to. The moment it came into my mind, I was about to say it. I'm just like, wait a minute, Belmont. No, don't.
Something you want to share with the rest of the class, Belmont?
Look, I'm a miserable pile of secrets. Leave me alone. Oh boy. Anyway, but yeah, I know that Joseph's cloak is gonna be the best cloak to get in the game.
Yeah,
because of the
but I don't
stats.
have enough. I don't have enough gold for it.
You don't have enough monies.
Yeah, nothing really to get here this time.
I was gonna say if you had donations, then I would just say for every $1, it'll go towards the Joseph's cloak.
Well, I am still doing donations for charity, for the
Fair
Lurie
enough.
Children's Hospital.
Which you should still donate because it is a good cause.
Yep. Once again, 100% of your donation goes towards Lurie Children's.
Actually, yeah, once you get the bat and the constant miss, yeah, you should be just all set then, just to get everything else. All you would have to do then is just fight the succubus and then go get the spike breaker. The rest of the bosses are just straight up optional. But then again, we're going for 200.6, so everything's gonna die.
Yeah, we're going for
We're 100%, so yeah, everything's gonna die.
completion, so yeah. Or at least
Yeah, everything's
100%
gotta
map
die.
completion. We're not going for, like, all the bestiary.
Well,
We're not going
no.
for...
Technically, in a sense of the community for Symphony of the Night, 100% completion does not count weapons. It only counts the map.
Okay. And that's how it
If
should
you're
be
doing
with
true completion, if you're doing true completionists, that would be every item, all your familiars maxed out. And Muramasa maxed out to 999 attack, which, by the way, I don't think you want to sit there for like 10 hours farming Medusas for the blood needed for Muramasa.
Why farming Medusas when you can do it the harder way and go in and out of that one hallway that has a couple bloody zombies in it?
I mean, that too, but then again, it still would resolve into 10 to 15 hours of grind, and
It would be
I've
worse
done that
because
before.
it would be worse because Medusas spawn endlessly. There we go. We got the stone mask. We got the Jojo.
I have renounced my humanity, Jojo.
I renounce my non-existent humanity, Jojo.
Is it even better than what you got right now?
Gives me an int boost.
I mean, it works. Your familiars do more. Also, once you get the bat, you can also go back to the beginning of the game and get the jewel sword and I think a ring you can sell? Because you would have to pass through the two-way section with the turkey with wolf first, then bat. I forgot the combination. I think it's wolf to the left, bat to the right.
And then when you do that again in the inverted castle, that's how you get
yeah, which makes the Galamoth fight a joke.
Yeah. I love that Galamoth, like, he didn't debut in this game, but he made his first Castlevania appearance in this game. And he's supposed
Well,
to be like,
yeah.
you know, the super boss of the game, but you can cheese him just easier than anything else in the game.
Yeah, on one of my streams
In
for Symphony of
multiple
the Night-
ways.
BRB, guys. BRB, sorry.
Okay.
Take your time. Yeah, because I was going to say, in one of my streams for Symphony of the Night, I got dual rings of Varda, 2 Chrysogrims, I want to say the God's Garb, and Joseph's Cloak, and then I forgot what my helmet was. It was the circle that makes me immune to the lightning.
that
Galamoth
one.
died before the lightning even
That was
happened.
a barrel circlet, I believe.
Yeah, it's barrel circlet.
It's either
makes
barrel or
heal
topaz.
lightning damage. Either way, he died in like 15 seconds from the
Alright, I
dual
got the soul
Chrysogrims.
of the bat.
Yep, which means now you should be able to go back to where Richter is, and underneath, like, don't even enter the room where he's at, but underneath it, you should be able to get, the Endless Mist ability, which will help the navigation of the spike maze more easier.
When you said Endless Mist, I just got, like, this image of, like, Corone saying something along the lines of that, based on, like, when she had, like, an animation going on one of her streams of, like, a never-ending conveyor belt of oatmeal passing across her screen. And, she was like, endless cereal!
Oh my god. There should be, you know what? Don't give the people ideas for that. They could draw you saying Endless Mist.
I encourage it. I love getting fan art.
I mean, I do too, but at the same time, I'm kind of scared of half the fan art.
Also, if I get a, like, I've got 2 ideas for bestial forms as, alternate models in the future. Both
Okay.
of them are going to be inspired by Corone.
I could imagine a tiny wolf pupper.
Yes, like a tiny wolf in the style of, Corone's dog model, and a tiny bat in that style.
In Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, there is the dog Pokemon, like, doing the, dog dance meme on a grave. You should have, like a wolf, like, in the background, like, doing that one day.
Corone loves, what's the name of the dog Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet again? Fido?
Yeah, the doe bred Pokemon.
Yeah, she loves that Pokemon because it's basically her as a Pokemon. It's a bred dog. And she's a dog that, in her lore, lives in a bakery.
I mean, fair.
So she said it's basically just her as a Pokemon.
Yeah, you'd be right. You'd be right.
Meanwhile,
So I think
Nene, Nene, you know, everyone's wife, she, tried to do a challenge run where she was only allowed to use bug Pokemon because she really likes bugs in real life. She even
Okay.
has a pet stag beetle.
Oh, okay.
She immediately
I was
gave
gonna
up.
say, if you say she had a pet tarantula, I would be a little nervous.
No, that's Hachima who's into tarantulas, especially eating them.
Hold on. Yep. Okay. Also, well, I just got word from my beloved wife, Tashai. God bless her. She got me ice cream, New York strawberry cheesecake.
Ooh, lucky.
Also, fun fact, fun thing well, first of all, you're going to get the Endless Mist, the Constant Mist ability. I will say this, one achievement I do not like in this game that you can get on the Requiem collection for Symphony is the duplicator one, because Yeah, you can farm it, but the problem is the optimal way to farm it is a pain, and they basically like said, and I think I looked it up. They encourage you to do the glitch that gives you endless diamonds
Okay.
to get it, and doing that glitch is a pain in the ass.
So anyway, Nene was doing a challenge run where
Go
she was
ahead.
only allowed to catch and use bug
Use
Pokemon.
bugs.
She immediately started bending the rules on that when she saw so many cute Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet that she really liked and really wanted. And she would say stuff like, well, Fido is kind of like a bug, right?
I get why she said that, because of the bread bug thing from Pikmin, probably.
No, she was just like trying to count obviously non-bug Pokemon as bugs.
As bugs.
So she could justify counting them as her bug type only playthrough.
Fair. Also, to the chat, Mint, my Gardevoir, does say hello. She wishes everyone a good evening. Yes, thank you.
Oh boy. Finally, they're gone.
Everything good?
Yeah, just workers coming and going at like the late hours of the night.
It is late for them to be here.
Yeah, you know, here's the stupid thing. They were laying cement down in what was our laundry room. And it was a pain in the ass because apparently what they decided to do was apparently the weather was just like so bad the past couple of days. They were like, oh yeah, let's push it to Saturday. Okay. So they came, they laid down stuff like cement and everything, and then just like one guy was doing most of the work himself. So he left for a while. We thought he was done for the day, but he
Actually,
came back.
hey, JKR, sorry to interrupt you. What time is it for you, by the way? Because I know we're in the same place.
He's in the same time zone as you, remember?
I know,
yeah.
I just need to ask.
Oh, it's 9:57.
Okay, good. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I do have to take some medication for my diabetes real quick.
No worries,
Okay.
take your time. Yeah, it was a case of he can't see a clock, so he's asking me what time it is.
Well, I mean, he could have asked me, and then I would have just had to subtract an hour from it.
Yeah, I guess he probably just wanted to make sure that, I don't know.
Maybe he didn't want to ask me to get a math involved after the math questions I quizzed him with today.
Oh, jeez, what did you do?
You know what? I'll do it for you, once, Niko comes back.
Oh, wait, is this the... Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. You did that to me earlier today.
Yeah. Not only did he fall for it, Lulu fell for it, and Cloud was in chat, and they fell for it, too.
Sucks to be Cloud.
One of the details I love about the bat form in this game is that, depending on what cape you have equipped, that changes the color of the bat's wings.
Oh, wow.
And since I have, the Crystal Cloak, I believe it's called, equipped right now, which is translucent, or transclearant, as I picked up saying, the bat's wings are transclearant as well.
Nice.
Now, we could go and fight Richter now, but that would get us the bad ending.
Ooh. You don't want the bad ending.
Yeah, if, like, you really don't want the bad ending in one of the Igarashi Castlevanias, because not only did the bad endings, you know, give you a non-satisfying ending, you miss out on half of the game as a result.
I've returned.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Okay, oh, now you're in the, upper tower, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, so
There we go. There's
like
the
it.
endless mist.
Yep.
probably-
Now the spike room's gonna be very trivial.
Yep. That's why Symphony of the Night is so fun as a Metroidvania. There's so many... It's not even glitches, it's just, using the game's own mechanics against it in ways that the developers probably accounted for.
Yeah, I mean, for Symphony of the Night, there is no wrong or right way to play the game. It's just a matter of if you have the knowledge and you have the know-how to get through certain areas, you can really breeze through this game really quickly, even at 100% run. Like, it's a really fun game in terms of the exploration. I mean, I like Castlevania 4 better just for the sheer fact that you have to rely more on your skill rather than anything, but I like Symphony just for the fact that there is no wrong way to play this game. Like, there's many different runs you can do. You can do a level 1, like, you can do, like, short sword or unarmed only run.
Yes,
Like, I've seen it done.
And it's completely viable.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
I think the fastest I've ever done a Richter run on my Xbox was 7 or 8 minutes. That was my fastest. I don't remember. That was like years ago.
You want to know
Then again,
what...
I
What?
hated doing the inputs though for the damn dash though. I don't like the dash.
You want to know what I recently found out is one of the hardest games to do a 100% speedrun of, due to the ridiculous amount of RNG involved in an average playthrough, let alone a 100% playthrough?
What?
Crash Bash.
Oh, yeah.
Given that it does have a single-player campaign. Okay, we got the Ghost Familiar.
Nice. You should also be able to get the you should also be able now to freely explore Olrock's quarters and get the Sword Familiar.
Yeah. And then we just have to get the fairy.
Yep, and then it's just a matter of getting both rings and clearing out what needs to be cleared out.
Yeah.
So, in other words, we may be able to see the reverse castle tonight if things go well.
Yeah. But,
'Cause I think the beginning of the game is just mainly you getting all 3 of your transformation.
Yeah, once you get all 3 of your transformations, a lot of the castle opens up.
Yeah.
These are nearly complete, so we see, let's just say the Niko Belmont.
Oh god, what? I heard Niko Belmont, like, what?
Oh, I forgot.
Oh,
I
God.
forgot that I didn't have a shield equipped, so I just teleported out of the Karasu Man fight with a library card.
Whoops.
Oops.
All I heard was Niko Belmont, then all of a sudden teleportation with library card. Hi, welcome back to the library. How are you? Oh, right. That means you can also go get the gravity boots and get one of the rings of arcane from the librarian.
Yep.
Yeah, that
it's
thing
probably-
is easy to get.
It's probably for the best that I came here by accident.
Yeah,
now I
you may
can,
want to get the You may want to get the grav boots and then come back here real quick just to get the ring, because if you get that ring and then get the ring that's after Frankenstein, which is just above where you get the Chrysogrim, it makes getting the Volman Way, the Chrysogrim, the other ring of arcane, it makes Chrysogrim farming so much quicker. Like I compared it. I saved myself 30 minutes. It took me 30 minutes to get a drop, in comparison to like an hour and a half to 2 hours. Because I think like Arcane Ring, like 75, it's a 75% bonus chance or doubles chance. I forgot what it was. But it just makes it easier to farm out weapons.
Alright, so we gotta go back to Olrox's quarters, which, you know, I just thunk of something. The character of Olrox, that is actually a mistranslation.
Okay.
It's supposed to be Orlok, as in Nosferatu. So I'm technically gonna be fighting my dad.
I mean, to be fair, I just saw my. If it makes it any better, I saw my dad try to summon 2 creatures on Adrian Vlad Tepesh and then went insane.
Excuse me, his name's not Adrian Vlad Tepesh. It's Adrian Fahrenheit's Tepesh.
Sorry, Adrian Fahrenheit's Tepesh. Like I said, I am not here today, but even so. My father literally summoned 2 demons on Alucard, so I don't think you need to worry about fighting your dad. I have to deal with the fact that an old priest took over my father.
I don't know how I'm gonna confront my dad in this game. Like, what you
Well, we have
you
2
said,
ways we could do this for you.
No, I mean, like, it's like the obvious joke is like, he said he was going out for cigarettes and milk.
I was gonna say, the moment you walk in, wait, when did I have a daughter? When did my son grow tits?
You like them? I grew them myself.
Good lord, they're bigger than Carmilla's.
Oh, jeez.
It's a shame that Carmilla's not in this game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Carmilla would have been interesting in this game, but speaking of Carmilla, in Judgment, I may not like Carmilla, but I have to respect her for 2 things. One, fighting
The left
in those
one and the
heels
right
must be
one.
a pain in... What?
The left one and the right one.
Oh, God.
You said you had to respect her for 2 things. And those are 2 things that are
but I'm
prominently
just
on
saying,
display
she
in
can fight,
Judgment.
well, yeah, obviously. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of her fighting in those long-ass heels, which are a pain in the ass to do, and the fact that
Do you
her
know
whole
this from
armor is
experience?
made out of Oh my god.
Do you know about fighting in heels from experience? We're not judging, we're just curious.
No, no, my god. My god. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The other reason I can respect her for is fighting an armor that is basically made of an Iron Maiden. Because technically, Iron Maiden armor is supposed to, like, harm you and push pressure points every time you use magic and or your physical strengths. So in short, she is hurting herself while amplifying her own power, and she is able to ignore it.
Oh, wow.
So what you're saying
Plus
is
the
she's
fact
into
that
the
Iron
kinky
Maidens
stuff.
are heavy as shit, and the chain that she has that equips to that Iron Maiden is at least 60 feet long.
So what you're saying is she's into more than just the whips and chains.
I mean, obviously, since the fact that, one, she has Laura as basically a lesbian concubine, and she basically goes for both sexes in terms of what blood in terms of the fact that she just loves to bathe in blood. So yeah, I would not be surprised if she was into kinky shit.
Okay, but like, the one thing that sticks in my mind related to Carmilla in Judgment, apart from her impressive rack, is, even the vampires are bigger than mine!
Yeah, okay, here's the thing for Maria.
I hate how Maria's portrayed in that game. I hate it so much.
I just realized I just realized as well, that is my auntie saying that to the vampire. Look, here's the thing. If you're fighting a vampire, you shouldn't be focusing on things such as booba or curves or any of that. You're fighting for your life. If you lose focus for 1 second, you're dead. That's it.
She also got into a
That
theological
one moment,
argument.
that woman would be gone.
Okay, what relation in terms of like ancestry would Sypha be to you? Because she got into a theological argument with, like, your, like, very distant grandmother about whether boobs are a sacred gift or whether they get in the way.
I think it's along the lines of... Hold on, I'm doing math here for a second. My era is the
You're doing real math and not the
1800s.
math I made you do earlier. Okay, time to
I'm
fight
trying
Dad.
to think of where Sypha is on the timeline. Let's see if it's 14. Let's see if it's 1800, like 1850 in my timeline. 17, 16, 15, 14. So great grandmother. She would be my great grandmother. 4 greats.
Dad, this is what you get for not coming back with the milk!
I mean, he technically did come back for the milk. He's just now here to kill you.
He said he was going out for the milk. He never came back with the milk. He doesn't have the milk now. Now I have to supply my own milk.
It's because he wants the milk that you grew on your chest. He wants the tits. What do you want from the man?
I could make a very
God,
dark
the lore
joke
is just
right.
gonna get even
I could
more
make a
weirder as
very
this goes
dark
on.
joke right now, but I'm not going to because it's a little bit too dark even for me.
I was gonna say wise idea. I just realized the lore that would just come out of this straight up and he came back for the milk.
Yeah.
I just realized the lore in this, and I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, my elder lich friend? What do you think about all this conundrum?
He's
All I
asking
hear is a
you,
chuckle.
JKR.
I'm just like, I don't know.
He's like, I don't know. I'm just laughing. You're like a maniacal madman.
I mean,
Exactly.
remember, my stance on what's canon in my lore and what isn't is the same as Ian Flynn's stance on what's canon in Sonic. Everything is canon.
I mean, fair enough.
Even
enough
if it contradicts itself, everything is canon.
Look, I hate to break it to you, but almost everything in Castlevania is either canon or alternate universe. It's never ending.
But yes, Niko Belmont is complete and has been posted in the general art.
Oh God, no! Tell me you didn't.
He made it in Hero Forge. Because that is his preferred medium for making fan art.
Yeah, it's really all I can.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Plus, since Niko is
Speak-
since Niko's a tabletop player, I'm sure he'd appreciate that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would. I've actually considered getting a miniature figure of my character for D&D. Actually, eventually, but that is yet to be seen. I miss D&D. I really need to get my old group back together on that.
Yeah.
I was just in a game of D&D before I popped in here.
Oh, what was the campaign?
It's basically a homebrew campaign that my friend in Florida has been working on. He's been trying to get this whole thing going for years, and my thing is, he and I both have experience playing D&D together because he and I were players in an Assholes D&D campaign before we finally both had enough, and we're like, yeah, fuck this guy, we're out.
Fair
fuck
enough.
that guy.
Exactly.
I think I actually had I did make a Castlevania campaign along with a few
Yeah, I
others,
was a
and
part of that.
and some of my other friends tried to get at it too. It was just hard to do.
Yeah, we were doing
trying
it
to get
through
the rules down and everything.
We were trying to do it through like a modified Pathfinder setup. Because D&D 5th
Yeah, it was through
edition was
Roll20.
not out at the time. So Pathfinder was the better alternative. I would
Yeah,
say if we
Pathfinder was the
I would say
easiest
if we
way to
were
do it.
to do it nowadays, maybe work with Ravenloft as a base.
Yeah, I would probably do that. Another thing that I did, but it was like a once a year thing or 6 months because it took so long to plan. We did a Bram Stoker's Dracula campaign
Nice.
where instead of the actual core classes, we made our own. So it's like you could be a brawler, a teacher, a detective, all different kinds of things. And you had like... And what we did for our main core thing about it was a sanity score, which is... You had your health, which is self-explanatory, and then you had sanity.
Yeah.
And what sanity did was every time you witnessed something supernatural, like a vampire, a zombie, or something that was like not natural,
Yeah.
if it affected you mentally, it would affect how your character would react and how your character would survive. My friend decided to take a very interesting passive. It's an illness based off one of the Dracula games, the point-and-click adventures, where over time her health would deteriorate.
Oh boy.
But in return, she would be able to see things that others could not. So, like, if there was a vampire roaming around or whatever, she would be able to see it, but at the cost of her own HP. And one of her friends, who she used to date, was played a doctor character that was assistant to Dr. Seward. And he was able to make medication that helped stabilize his condition. However, there was only a limit of how many times he could make it and the supplies needed.
Yeah.
And although the campaign ended in like the last chapter, like they died at one of the bosses. I kind of wish I can go back and like redo the campaign with them. We basically made a canon, and I think one of them got away with Dr. Van Helsing, and then we continued off into like a side campaign, and then it branched off into another campaign, and I don't think we went any further than that. So the whole campaign spanned at least 2 or 3 years.
Oh wow.
And it was fun because the friend that helped me make the campaign, and then I passed it on to her to like if she wanted to take it over because she wanted to have fun with it because she was a big fan of Dracula like I am. We just wanted to make a story like what happens after the movie, after the novel, because there are many interpretations of like what happened after Bram Stoker's Dracula. And we wanted to make like our own universe, our own lore.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to do that again. The problem is I need to find people who are willing to do this. And it was like a very like we didn't even use any of the rules from except like rolling dice or whatever. We made the rules up on our own.
Oh wow.
Like it was built from the ground up.
Damn.
Although
So,
I kind of felt bad that one of my players accidentally threw a cigarette onto something that spilled in the doctor's house and lit his whole mansion aflame and destroyed everything inside. But that happened. Anyway, you were saying?
I have a story that's Dracula related that I don't think I've shared on stream before.
Oh.
And I might not have told you guys about it. I can't remember if I have. Because I've told you guys so many stories over the years. Back when I did community theater, which I would love to start doing that again. I just need to find a community theater group local.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be in a production of Dracula as part of that community theater.
Oh?
It was a community theater at a local community college. Yeah, I auditioned, and I was cast as Renfield.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
But the production got canceled because, basically the script we were working with was not like just the regular theatrical, stage play Dracula script. The director of the play ran a script writing class for the community college's theater department. And one of her students had written a script for Dracula that was an unholy amalgamation of the original Bram Stoker novel, the 1932 Todd Brown film with Bela Lugosi, and the 1990s Francis Ford Coppola movie.
Oh boy.
And the way it was written,
that
and
just
the way
sounds
it was
confusing.
The way it was written called for like effects and extra stuff, like Dracula appearing in 3 places at once in different forms, all to like corner someone. That would be way too hard for us to pull off with our limited cast.
Yeah.
And also the dialogue was really clunky, and
like...
the dialogue was really clunky. But he was also playing Dracula.
I mean, it sounds ambitious, but at the same time,
it was
like,
ambitious, but too ambitious for a community theater.
Yeah.
God, now you're making me want to watch the Francis Ford Coppola movie again.
But
I need to rewatch that.
I need to watch it too. I have it on Blu-ray, but I haven't watched it in a while.
I haven't seen it.
One of these days, JKR, we need to meet up and actually like do a movie night for that.
Oh hell yeah!
I'd be down for some Bram Stoker's Dracula. You don't even know.
But yeah, since the play proved technically impossible for us to pull off, the director tried to rework it as like a Young Frankenstein-styled parody. But the scriptwriter, who was also our Dracula, as I said before, threw a bitch fit about his script being rewritten and being judged as not good enough or not something we could pull off, and quit the play, so we were left without Dracula.
Damn.
So they canceled.
That's rough.
They canceled the Dracula adaptation altogether because we were like a month into rehearsals and everything was falling apart. And instead, we hastily put together a production of The Odd Couple. And everyone who had been cast in Dracula, except for the kids who were playing Dracula's daughters, what got roles in The Odd Couple, just to compensate for the fact that they weren't able to do the play that they had signed on for.
Right.
But yeah, basically, I was a hair's breadth away from being able to play Renfield.
Dude, I'm sorry about that, man. Like, I think I think it was like Bicentennial Park. They were doing a thing for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And when I went to see it, I was telling my fiance about it. I said, hey, if they ever do a Dracula play, you should definitely either try to be Helsing or Dracula. I'm like, I can do Helsing probably very easily, but my issue with Dracula is the way I do Dracula, and even in the D&D campaigns, is I copy Gary Oldman's Dracula, but I put a little bit of a twist on it.
Yeah.
And at the time, like, I used to be able to like match Gary Oldman's voice word for word, which surprises me. I can't do it anymore because I got to get back into the rhythm.
Yeah.
But like the thought of it, like, I always wanted to try and do a Dracula like play, like be part of it, like either as Dr. Van Helsing or Dracula.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Because I actually have a outfit that I used for Halloween one year that was based on Anthony Hopkins Van Helsing from the movie.
Nice.
If I were to audition for another Dracula production and I weren't just going to audition for Renfield again, I'd probably audition for Dracula, but you know, I'm split on what kind of Dracula I would want to do an affectation of, Because, you know, the obvious one that everyone expects is Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also the one that Christopher Lee, but Christopher Lee, if I remember correctly, he has nothing he wants to do with Dracula no more.
Well, he's dead now, so...
Yeah.
Well, fair enough, but, like, yeah, Christopher Lee was a good Dracula.
But, like, I would probably try to do, given my natural range, I'd probably try to do either a Christopher Lee or throw people for a loop and try to do a Robert Carlyle, you know, Lords of Shadow Dracula.
Nice.
Oh, Robert Carlyle, Gabriel Dracula.
Gabriel Belmont, yeah.
Yeah. I could see it. I could see it.
You know, I could, if I were to audition for Dracula, I'd probably do the version we got in the Castlevania series on Netflix.
Yeah,
that would be
very,
another
very
one that
good.
I'd probably try. Like, the cool thing about Dracula when it comes to auditioning as him is, yes, there is a definitive Dracula voice that everyone expects, but there's been hundreds of portrayals of the character since his inception. So,
Yep.
Yeah,
there's just so many ways you can go about it.
Like, you could spin the character in so many ways, but the fact is, like, doing him justice is like it doesn't matter what form of Dracula you do. I think in the end, it's a matter of, well, for one, getting into the character and making it believable, because, yeah, there's, like, all the generic versions of people trying to do Dracula. It's just, like, one mindset of what it is, but at the end of the day, it's just, like, part of it is, like, deciding on, like, what kind of Dracula you want to do, but another part of it is make it interesting. Like, put your own spin on it as well.
Yeah.
Like, because if you do it like that, then you never know. You could actually make something that's pretty more that could be also iconic up there with, like, the other Draculas.
Yeah, because Dracula, as portrayed in the original Bram Stoker novel, is not just, like, you know, your typical vampire portrayal that you're used to nowadays. He's almost Lovecraftian, as in this thing that should not be able to exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he can control his shadow, I know that. He also goes from being old to young, which is an interesting concept in the story. And, like, there's just many things that this Dracula can do that has been more emphasized on than the original, like, Bela Lugosi, Christopher Lee, and all that. It's just, like, as the time went on, the character had become more and more, more developed.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of, instead of, like, oh, I'm just gonna drink your blood, they were like, okay, what if we gave him this? What if we gave him that? And eventually he became a character not only in, like, terms of, like, a great horror icon, he was also, like, Bram Stoker's Dracula, for example, was a very good love story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, a lot of the more modern portrayals, especially the Francis Ford Coppola one, try to draw on the myth of Dracula being inspired by Vlad the Impaler, which was not actually Bram Stoker's intention, believe it or not.
Yeah.
That's like that's like authors and historians later on drawing these parallels between the historical figure and Dracula and deciding that that was the inspiration, even if that wasn't what Bram Stoker intended.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the end of the, but at the, yeah, like, it's just, like, at the end of the day, though, it's just, like, the story of Dracula can be spun in many ways, and it can't, and believe it, and honestly enough, like, there is no definitive end. Like, it can be continued, it can be worked upon, it can be, like, it's an endless, it's like an endless, stream of, like,
An
blood
endless
or whatever.
serial!
Oh my god, I'm gonna... Anyway, it's like our veins, or like the blood that runs in our veins. Like, it can be connected in many different ways. It can be brought into, like, any different setting.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, the more you look into it, the more you think, like, what could happen if the story continued? Like,
Right.
what if it went off from where it left off? Because Dracula, although was defeated, Dracula truly is never dead. Because
Yeah.
in some way, shape, or form, he will still exist.
You cannot kill that which does not live.
Or does not wish to die, yeah.
You know, another version of Dracula I would probably try to emulate is the one from the Van Helsing movie, like the Hugh Jackman Van Helsing
Oh, him. Love that one. It's just, I love Hugh Jackman as Van Helsing, and him and the Dracula in that one. It looked like they had a very good choreography going.
movie. It certainly seemed that way, yeah.
Did you know
Like,
that there's
I'm not gonna lie to
Hugh
you.
Jack?
I
Did
would
you know
kill. I would kill to have that coat. I would kill to have Helsing's fucking coat and vest.
Did you know that there's a Hugh Jackman Van Helsing video game?
Yeah, there is. There's also a anime
Did you know
that's
that-
supposed to be a
Did you know
prelude
that
before,
it's a?
the movie.
Did you know that the video game in question is a Devil May Cry clone?
Yeah.
Did
But
you
I
know
also
that?
like the fact
Did you
that
know
they-
that Hugh Jackman has an alternate universe counterpart who does the opposite of everything that he does?
Fuck.
And that his name instead of
Okay.
Hugh Jackman is Small Ackman?
Get the fuck out.
I'm looking at you right now with the most deadpan stare, and I am just like, okay. But no, what I also liked from the Van Helsing movie was also they made an animated movie based around Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde that was basically the prelude to the live action film.
That I did not know.
I actually own the DVD somewhere. I watched it, and it tied up a lot of loose ends. And apparently, the reason why he was wanted in the city was because at the end of the animated film, the Queen of England made out with Helsing, and then she proceeded to say, "Help! This pervert touched me!" And they were chasing him.
Oh, wow.
Did you
And
know
I'm just
that?
like, okay, so that's why the wanted posters happened.
Did you know that we all have been pronouncing Dr. Jekyll's name wrong this entire time?
Dr. Heckle.
No. Robert Louis Stevenson, the author of the original novella that spawned the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde franchise, for lack of a better term, pronounced it as Jekyll.
Oh, it's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Okay.
Yes, he pronounced it as Jekyll, and so did
Actually,
the
another interesting thing about Bela Lugosi's name. It's not Lugosi, it's Lugosi, like Gauche. It has a little more of a Hungarian.
That doesn't
influence on it.
surprise me because I had a friend growing up, and we're still like family friends with his family. I just haven't talked to him in years. Who was from Romania, which, you know, very similar language structure to Hungary. And his name was spelled Saban, like, you know, the Saban company, but it was pronounced Shaban.
Yeah. Funny thing about me as well in real life, I'm actually Hungarian, but I come from there's just two parts to Hungary. And I'm from the gypsy part of it. Interestingly enough.
You should say that you're Hungarian. Actually, I am a second generation of Hungarian, like Hungarian American.
Yo, wait. Oh, nice. Okay.
My grandfather came to this country just prior to World War I, mainly to escape any sort of persecution that was going to be going on at that point.
Yeah, my grandfather came from Hungary as well. He, I think he did the same, but he was a boxer. Became a boxer and all that. And I find that very interesting because if that's the case, then my grandfather came to the country roughly near the same time yours did.
Yeah, it's sad because the fact is I never knew my grandfather. That was the funny thing. Like, I never met the man. He died long before I was even born.
Yeah, I met my grandfather. He passed away in 2018. God rest him.
Yeah.
Like, he taught me a bit of Hungarian. He also taught me how to throw a mean right hook. Yeah, I find that very interesting because it's just like I've been learning more and more about my heritage.
I would love
And
to
it's
learn
more along the
more
lines of mainly Hungarian and Sicilian.
like, immersion break a little bit. Like IRL, I am adopted, and I'm just recently finding out like what my genealogy is. In terms of like what regions of the world my ancestors came from, but I don't have like names to put to my ancestry. Because I'm not familiar with any of my biological parents due to being adopted at birth. But like now that I know like what regions of Europe, and I say what regions of Europe because I have 0% anything that is not from part of Europe in me. I'm very boring like that. I would love to find out like if I have any interesting ancestral stories from my biological family as well as from my adopted family. I asked my adopted paternal grandfather about the origin of the family name and if there was like any specific country or anything that it comes from, see if I could get any interesting stories out of it. And he basically just gave me a bullshit answer that he made up because it sounds cooler than what's probably true. Which is like
also,
he basically like he claims to basically said he likes to imagine that he's a descendant of he's an indirect descendant of an old Italian monarch named Umberto. Which
Also,
I'm like, this is the first time I've seen like family fan fiction, but okay.
Good lord. Also, back to the topic on Dracula real quick. There was actually a contest, I think, a few years ago, like 10 years ago. I forgot. Apparently, it was a story contest. Like if you wrote like a fan fiction or story based around Dracula, the prize was actually you and I think 2 others would be flown out to Romania and actually get to stay in like one of the old castles and actually get to like live out the story a little bit.
Yeah, there's been a few contests like that where the prize is quote unquote stay in Dracula's castle.
Yeah, like I would have just enjoyed it just to explore the architecture. Like I would explore it at night even so. I'd be like, "Oh, screw this, let's go."
Yeah.
Like I want to see what's there. And cue the screaming.
Yep, from the Frozen Shades.
Drop Frozen Shades, drop pudding. I know you dropped that stuff.
No, don't drop pudding. You're going to attract rogue Neptunes.
I don't think rogue Neptunes can spawn in this castle, but then again, it is a creature of chaos, so I can't really hold it
You're
against
forgetting that Neptune can travel between dimensions.
You also forget that... Actually, no, wait. The castle itself is a creature of chaos, which has a realm that is basically a universe within it. Never mind, then. She can actually travel here. Okay, then.
She travels between dimensions by accident. That's the best part.
Wait, but that would mean in the chaotic realm, she would be instantly ripped apart.
Like, it depends on what the laws of that universe are. Like, she's beholden to, like...
If I remember what the laws of the chaotic realm was in Castlevania, Only those who are either like Dracula or have a connection to Dracula, like the Belmonts or Alucard himself, can traverse the chaotic realm without losing their mind or having their soul destroyed. And it is also like one of the ways how if you like, for example, if Alucard ended up dying there, or like for Soma when he got
I forgot. Hold on. I
like,
forgot how you
almost
do this
became Dracula.
waterfall part.
Oh, okay, so the waterfall, what you have to do is you have to either, like, get knocked back into the waterfall, or you're gonna have to have your bat form do the, bat rush ability.
Okay, I don't have bat rush, I think. Hold on, let me check.
Bat rush is basically, I think, the attack button, Soul Steel's input, and then letting go of the attack button.
Yeah, I don't have power of bat, so I don't think I can do that.
So you can't get that unless you want to try clipping through by getting hit by the waterfall.
Okay, I'll just come back here later.
Which if you have the holy symbol, you should be able to do it.
Yeah, but there's no enemies here.
Well, no, the waterfall itself can clip you, because you can't traverse it, I don't think, with that normally.
Oh,
But I
there
could
we go.
be
I got
wrong.
the secret boots.
Yeah, so all you have to do is hug the wall where you get the secret boots, and then you should be able to clip into the room.
Almost got it.
I think that's how you do it. I'm trying to remember. I know Mist can't go through
it's
it.
like there is one bit of this map that I need, of this area's map. That
I know another way to do it is Power of Wolf or Skill of Wolf, because the Wolf's dash, if you jump at the right moment, is fast enough to break through the waterfall. But you have to be like on another screen to get the speed going for it.
Yeah, I'm not confident enough in my skills to be able to pull that off. I'm not even concerned with the room. It's just like there's one tiny bit of map up at the top of the waterfall that I want to clear for the map completion. And I don't want to have to backtrack here. It's like right under where the waterfall starts going down.
Wait a minute, you have bat form, why don't you just fly up?
Because it goes through the waterfall.
Wait, are you behind the waterfall?
No. You can't fly up behind the waterfall because there's not enough of a gap.
No, that's why I was asking, are you behind the waterfall?
No, I'm not. It's like, I'll pull up the map, I know you can't really see it all that well, but...
No, I got the map visually in my head.
Yeah, it's like the spot right underneath where the waterfall drops off.
I think the best way you could possibly do that then is you're probably gonna have to either, like, hug the wall, as you drop from the top of the waterfall.
I just got it. I just had to double jump.
Well, never mind then.
Also, I do have the gravity boots, so I could,
Also, how much time do we have left?
What do you mean, how much time do we have left? There's no time limit on this.
No, I'm talking about, like, the stream.
I know, there's no time limit. It's just, I go until I decide I'm done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, Niko, it's 10:44 here, so...
Oh, alright. I'm just wondering, because I have to get out of here. I have to vanish at 11.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Because Tashai is gonna kidnap me.
I just got
Fair
pizza!
Pizza!
Pizza, pasta, put it in a box. I would say bring it here and put it on my cock, but I'm in the wrong body for that.
You kind of don't have the anatomy for that at the moment.
I mean, I could. Since I'm a cyborg, my body is morphable.
I was gonna say if you were gonna go futa on this one, I was gonna be concerned.
I could if the situation called for it. Or, you know, if I had the proper training in the proper arts for it, I could pull a Miko Mito and, no, I'm not going further with that.
A switch. Why don't I press it and see?
Thank you, Demon Familiar. For
Thank
saving
you,
me
Demon
from having to
Familiar.
say
Now
something
go eat the pizza.
Thank you, Demon Familiar, for saving me from having to ponder about saying something incredibly foul from a hentai.
I mean, at this point, earlier we were talking about the Oxus and you wanting its tentacles. I think that's all out the window at this point.
Okay. Then, I believe I had Miko Mito as, one of our Smash, Marry, Kill characters, didn't we?
Yeah, it was the first one. It was during part 1.
Okay, one of the, like, ninja abilities in La Blue Girl, which is the hentai that she originates from, is called, like, the Noyenbo technique. It basically, it's the Japanese name of, the Sun Wukong, like, bow staff, that he had, which served as the inspiration for Goku's power pole. I just don't know how to pronounce it. But what it does
bow staff.
What it is like, since Sun Wukong's bow staff could magically extend itself.
Oh no.
What they do is they extend their clitoris to the length and girth of a particularly well-endowed man and use it like that.
Oh jeez.
Okay.
It's futa with extra steps. And it's futa with extra steps, and in a way that I don't think would be particularly comfortable. You know, not having spoken with that experience.
Right now, my head is like having that one meme, like, no thoughts, head empty.
Yeah.
It's futa with extra steps, and I can't imagine it would be very comfortable on the giving end of that.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be comfortable. Given all things considered. Now here's the question, is it 19 inches like that?
It could be. It depends on how long the user wants it to be.
Well, alright then.
I mean, that's also a series that's rife with tentacles. It's one of the OGs of the tentacle genre. Also, one of my favorite techniques that they have that's more of a self-defense move for, you know, given the kind of smut that is. Shooting acid out of their uterus.
Ugh.
To, dissolve anything that dare come near them.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, no. That one cat that looks terrified. No.
Yep. It's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
No, don't fuck it. No. That's the problem. You don't fuck it.
In the words of this Shadow the Hedgehog VTuber that I listened to on VR chat, I wonder if a fall from this height will kill me.
Bulma, what height do you need to be at to reach terminal velocity? Except that was Gohan threatening Bulma in that context.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh my god, I just solicited my son for sex.
My favorite thing about
Belmont.
my favorite thing about that whole brick joke is when Trunks returns to his time and confronts future Bulma about that. Her response is well, duh. It's not my fault that your dad's genes and mine mix like chocolate and peanut butter. Is that why you always called me your little peanut butter cup?
Also, question, are we going for Grand Floon first, or are we going for Spike Breaker?
I'm going for wherever we end up going. I'm not playing this in a particular order.
No, I'm just asking because you're in the area with both.
I'm just going where the spirit
Where the
takes
wind
me.
takes you.
See, my
Because
granny
you are
used
the
to.
wind. You always win.
I always win, except for when I lose, which is never.
Exactly.
So do I have to say farewell, my friend? I don't even think my joke is on good. I don't even know if my joke is even.
I don't get it.
The end credits to the end credits to this game.
Oh, I've never
I
actually
am the
bothered.
wind.
I've never bothered to actually listen to, like, what I Am the Wind says.
It's literally just in my look. Okay, here's the thing. I Am the Wind is just literally a funeral song if you kill Richter. And my favorite music track in this game, in terms of an ending, is from the PSP/PS4 version of Symphony of the Night. I think it's called. I forgot what it was called. The name of the song, but it was a very Moonlight Serenade or something. It's called. Oh god,
Yeah.
that sounds like it's hurt. What's happened?
I died. I ran out of magic while trying to navigate the maze.
Oops.
Boy.
Okay, how far back am I
Hi
going?
Death, welcome to the stream. You finally show up.
I was like, yeah, when did these show up?
I mean,
He's the one laughing at us.
No. I've got a regular viewer with the username Death.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
But he's not here tonight.
Like, I legit
what
thought he had popped up. It is.
It is
10:53.
10:53.
Okay, I still got time. I'm good.
You know, I think I am going to navigate it with echolocation, just so I can see
It would
where
be
the hell
like
so
I
I
don't
can
think
see
you
where
have
the
enough
hell I'm
MP
going.
for the mist to. I don't think you have enough MP for the mist.
Yeah.
I was just trying to save you a headache, but I guess I made it even more of a headache.
Well, it's not a headache. It's just I forgot. It's been a while since I played Symphony of the Night, so I've forgotten a lot of stuff about it.
Fair enough. I think the bat thing is at the Alchemy Laboratory.
I'm pretty sure I already have it.
The Echo of Bat.
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah, you have it. Okay, so never mind then.
Well, guys, I
Actually, yeah, getting the spike spike breaker would be beneficial because it's currently the best armor you'll have until you get Dracula's tunic or armor from the reverse castle.
Yeah.
I am getting kind of tired because I need to be up like tomorrow morning to finish raking leaves and shit. So
Why are you gonna be
a lot.
raking shit? I don't think you
yeah,
use
why?
a rake for. I don't think you use a rake for shit.
Are you speaking from experience?
Hardy har har har.
No, JKR, I think Ari here is speaking from experience. Do you care to share with us?
I'm saying I don't think, not that I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't claim to be an expert. I don't claim to be an expert on yard work. I might be wrong.
I mean,
I'm not an expert on yard work either, to be fair.
she just said she don't think, so...
Yeah, I don't think.
You don't think, you know.
I got wombo comboed by being stuck inside the spikes.
Oh boy. You are dead. Not big surprise.
Since it's about time for both of you to get off,
We
and
get it! It's game over! Stop laughing at us, you son of a bitch!
I was gonna say, I'm probably just gonna end here. Because we have made some good progress, and we've been live for about 4 hours total.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you do have echolocation, and I think it's best to take a break, because... Yeah, that part can get very annoying. I even think it's a run killer for most people if they're not careful.
I can imagine.
Oh, don't worry. I've seen a person try to speedrun this game trying to do world record. His run ended there on a no save 100%.
Oh no.
And I'm just like, oh no. He literally threw his controller and he said, he threw his controller and said, fuck this game.
I'm just going to share like one thing that I brought up earlier, but I got sidetracked from it, so I forgot to elaborate on it.
What do you gotta bring up?
Cutie Pie Rin. Okay, that's who we're going to rate. The thing about Crash Bash. About it being one of the hardest games to do 100% speedrun of it. Because of the amount of RNG involved, just pure randomness and cheating AI involved in a 100% run, which is technically 200% by the game's total. There is the current world record for a tool-assisted speed run, given that the game itself is pretty short, is about 5.5 hours.
Makes sense.
And that's for a tool assist.
Oh boy.
No one with a legitimate run has come anywhere close to that.
Oh boy.
But then again, tool-assisted speedruns are kind of broken.
I know, but no one not using a tool assist has come anywhere near 5.5 hours. Meaning it takes even longer.
Oh, so so I guess we will come back to Symphony of the Night another day?
Yes. And we'll come back to Smash Marry Kill, hopefully for a finale this time. Sometime in the coming weeks.
We will figure it out. Until then, I'm assuming from all of us then.
All right. Let me get the raid put in.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to all of my co-hosts tonight for joining me. I'll see you guys tomorrow night, and until then, unpleasant dreams.
Well, we're the boys of chorus. We hope you like our show. We know you're rooting for us, but now we have to go.
Good night.
I just gotta say, what happened here today? I'm just gonna head out.
Good night, everybody.